Wow, two very entertaining football games today as the second one just ended and the Patriots win in overtime, two overtime games. Was anyone surprised when the New England Patriots won the coin flip? Was anyone surprised on what happened? Did I not text every single one of my buddies, game over? Game over. Everyone knew they were going to go right downfield and win the football game. But the one thing that kind of irritates me as someone who was kind of rooting for Andy Reid, three times on 3rd and long. It's like I'm watching the Eagles. They couldn't stop them. And Tony Romo knew what they were doing. Everyone and their mother knew what they were doing, going to Edelman in the slot. And when you see Gronk lined up there on the outside, you knew they were going to go to Gronk. How do we know this stuff? I mean, 3rd and long 3 times and you can't get a stop. You deserve to lose the football game. And they didn't get a chance to give Mahomes the ball in overtime. But no one's surprised. Tom Brady, 2 times when it was needed in the clutch moments, went down and put points up on the board for the Patriots. This is what they do. This is what the Patriots do. And I'm not really a Tom Brady hater. I love dominance in sports, and what he's doing, I'm going to look back at when I'm 70 years old and say, we've never seen anything like it. We've never seen anything like it. What Tom Brady is doing is amazing. Me, personally, I just want a new storyline for the Super Bowl. Would have been cool to see Andy Reid, the Chiefs versus the Rams, just different. But we get the Pats back in it. Surprise, surprise. And, I mean, it was a no-brainer. It was a lock. I even tweeted it out before the game. Pats +3 or Pats money line, it's a no-brainer. Andy Reid late. Also, when they were right by the goal line, use one of your timeouts. Give your defense a little break. Do something. Nah, let's just keep them out there. They're gassed. They couldn't get to Tom Brady, the defensive line. I mean, well, you can break down the whole first half of the football game. It was dominated by the Pats. Boring style of play. Run the football, pound the rock, convert 3rd downs, move downfield, take an early lead. Now, it was 7-0 early, and they could have had a chance to really step on the throats of the Chiefs by throwing a touchdown pass, but Tom Brady threw an interception in the end zone. So instead of 14-0, it was only 7-0. Which was crazy. Now, the second half was totally different. I mean, the Chiefs slowed down the run. They got a little more offense going. 38 points in the 4th quarter? It was crazy. Not just them, of course, but combined between the two teams. And the Chiefs really came back and fought hard, but I mean, I thought they kind of blew it themselves. They had chances. And here you go. Here's the #1 thing. And I'm a big believer in there's not one play that crushes a full game. There's not one play that determines an entire game, because 3 3rd and longs you can't get off the field. That's on you. That's on you. But in regulation, D Ford, you got one job. Line up on sides. He lines up in the neutral zone. They throw an interception, and that sealed the ball game, but he lined up in the neutral zone. It was off sides. D Ford, all you have to do is line up on sides. And that one play crushes the Kansas City Chiefs, because that was a win. That was a win. Now, let's talk about the refs, because in the first game, we all knew it was terrible. It wasn't as bad in this game. It wasn't. There were some things that I didn't like. You're going to get that in every football game. The roughing the passer call that was on Tom Brady to keep one of their drives alive was horrendous, but there was a pass interference call on Pat Mahomes when he was throwing a bomb down the right side, which allowed them to tie it back up. That was horrendous. I mean, it wasn't even close to PI, but there was a roughing the passer on the play anyway, but it was different because instead of 15 yards, you're getting the ball at the spot of the foul, so it changes everything. I thought that there were some iffy calls, but I mean, what are you going to do? The Hogan catch, the one that touched the turf, now that's the new rule. And I like the new rule. It's different. Everyone's complaining, oh, it hit the ground, but that's the old hit the ground rule. Now, if you have possession and it hits the ground, it's still a catch. That's the right one. The Edelman one where it was a punt, a muffed punt, and it hit his thumb, didn't hit his thumb. My only argument with that is I would lean about 98% that it did not hit his thumb. But you need 100% to overturn it, right? You need 100%. 98% of me tells me it didn't touch him. But you need 100%, and the call on the field was, it was Chiefs ball. Now, Edelman ended up getting a ball right through his hands anyway, the next touch, and it was an interception, which led for the Chiefs to have better field position anyway, so ball doesn't lie. But, I mean, listen, it doesn't matter about those plays. I'm just saying, as a whole, the NFL needs to figure that out, because it's just terrible. What I saw out of this game, though, I mean, the Patriots did what they needed to do, and no one should have ever questioned them. No one should have ever thought against them, and it's stupid to. The overtime rules are terrible. I never understood why a coin flip and allowing one team to just go down and score, the other team doesn't even get an opportunity. It's been like that for how long? It's not the reason why this game ended the way it was. It's just a shame. I wish I got to see Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid in overtime, because I thought if the Chiefs were able to get off field, maybe they'd have a chance. But early on this game, I mean, Mahomes is getting sacked multiple times. They're bringing the blitz. They're making him uncomfortable. He was losing 14 yards, 15 yards. Then Tyreek Hill on a punt return is trying to make things happen. He loses 12. Then there's a flag. Then they're inside the 5. Then they punt the ball and give the Patriots the ball at the 37. I mean, earlier in this game, the Chiefs were just digging themselves in a hole, and then it kind of cost them at the end because they had to play catch-up. And especially when Tom Brady, give me the football first, and they go down and use clock and run the ball and use the screen and hit the slant and do this and that. I mean, it's hard to defend, but I thought the Chiefs had a chance. The Chiefs had a chance down the stretch, but Tom Brady did what Tom Brady does, and he made plays happen. But a little bit of that goes on the Chiefs' self-inflicted wounds. They're late 3 times 3rd and long. I mean, I can't get that in my head. And the biggest one for me is D Ford. You move your hand back. Move your hand back. Move your body back just a couple more inches. That interception, which would have been Tom Brady's 3rd, would have ended the game. And I'm sure he's eating himself alive, and I get it. It's a terrible feeling. But, I mean, that's a mental error. That's just not being prepared. I don't understand. You got one job before the snap goes off, and that's put yourself in a position. So, there you go. Tom Brady goes back to the Super Bowl. The Patriots go back to the Super Bowl. And, I mean, like, I'm, like, immune to it at this point. It doesn't surprise me, and I have no emotional tie to it. It doesn't bother me. I mean, as long if the Philadelphia team's not in it, to be honest with you, I don't really care whatsoever what happens, because I only care when my team wins. Now, there's a couple of different scenarios where that's different. For example, the Cowboys, all right? That's a different scenario. The Giants, different scenario. But, I mean, like, I don't care. The Patriots won so much. What's one more? But they already brag about it. Oh, we got 6, we got 5, we got this World Series. What's one more? It doesn't add anything. They're already, whatever. It doesn't change. So it is what it is. But, I mean, they're back. And I never doubted it. As soon as that coin flip was heads, did you really question Tom Brady? Did you really think there was going to be a chance where Tom Brady did not get down on that field? I mean, it's crazy, though. Edelman right up the middle. You have, what's his name? Why am I drawing a blank? Tony Romo in the booth, consistently calling out every single play that's going to happen and nailing it. I mean, it's unbelievable. He's got one hell of a mind. I mean, how is he not a defensive coordinator in this league? Every single lineup, he goes, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing this. It's crazy. It's crazy. And listen, the Chiefs' D as a whole, I mean, there were times they came up big, that 4th down stop, 4th and inches. Now, they had another chance on a 4th down stop, but they scored a touchdown on it. Listen, the Chiefs played hard. The Chiefs battled. Williams had a dominant second half there running the football. Andy Reid had some nice play calls. That one wheel route to Williams for a touchdown was awesome. But they came up short. They couldn't get off the field, and they had the chances to. They had the chances to win that game. I think this is a self-inflicted Chiefs loss more than it is the Patriots finding a way to win. But you can't take that away from what Tom Brady did at the end. But when I take a look at this as a whole, and I say, okay, how did this go down? I can name you the self-inflicted wounds by the Chiefs. But the Patriots executed. Edelman made tough catches. Gronk made the big catch. They ran the football well. Their offensive line played tremendous against a front four that's really solid. So you have to give them credit, but not getting off the field in that overtime when they had multiple chances. And early on in the game when they were executing 3rd downs, it was 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 9, you're talking 3rd and 10. You got to get off the field. You got to give Mahomes a chance, and they weren't able to. And they dug themselves in a little bit of a hole early, especially in the whole first half when they just got dominated, and the Patriots do that. They take away the crowd environment. They run the ball. They pound the rock. They move downfield. They take their time. They execute plays. And that's what they did in the overtime quarter when they needed to. So let me know what you think. Pats are going back to the Super Bowl. See you guys next time.